Welcome to Coily Crowns. I'm Ashante.
And I'm Lori, and welcome to our
That doesn't get old. Yes. Welcome to our Queendom. On today's show, we're going to begin recapping the latest episode of Married at First Sight, season
Yes.
12. But before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I every week I just feel like it's like it can't get any worse. It just can't. But we'll save that for a little later. Right now,
Well, actually, that's how they started the episode, though.
I
They
know.
started with this big little bombshell, like, oh, this big secret happening. And then 2 hours earlier, what is this? Is this a movie? This is, I was like, 2 hours earlier. What? So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna save that to the end. We'll quickly recap the other couples, and of course, you already know who we're talking about. Then Paige and Chris will come on at
Yup.
the end, and we'll
Yup.
get through that foolishness. So I don't have a lot of notes for any of the other couples, but
Anybody else?
no, I really don't. So,
Okay, wait. I have a couple notes for okay, I have one note for Clara and Ryan.
me too. Just
It's
one.
like what? Okay,
Just
you go
one.
ahead and tell me your note.
It was just the conversation that they were having about the kids and whether they should be raised in church or not. That's the only comment I have written down.
Yeah, I mean that's what I have too, and about how their routines differ because she's kind of sporadic and a little bit more non-routine, and he's super routine, and how that's gonna work when they're together. At least she's kind of being like a little bit slower with that. Like, I don't think he understands how crazy this could be if he's used to
Yeah.
like day to day. But what I could say, the little dolphin experience was really cute. I've always wanted to do that.
That
That
was
was cute.
cute. Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like that conversation is minor. I think that's something once they get into their own routine together, they can work that part out. The
Hmm.
religion part, I think, is the biggest obstacle they're going to be facing at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's why I wrote that down. That was
I'm still confused on why they would put, unless maybe Ryan kind of downplayed his religious background and how it shapes him, because I just don't know why you would put him and her together when she's like basically anti the church and then he's so into it. I don't know.
yeah.
That's
I'm
kind of weird.
and I'm thinking the other way around. Maybe she led with being a religious person and then had that experience, and maybe they think, well, he can bring her back into the church. I don't know,
Mm-mm.
but that I feel like it would have been definitely some red flags. We know religion is definitely one of the biggest obstacles that couples can face. Um,
Right.
so I feel like there must have been something else there, or either one of them maybe wasn't truthful in
All
their
the way.
mhm,
Right.
in their
Right.
interviews.
That's what I was wondering about her. I wonder if she really said how anti, or how, what the bad experiences she had when
Hmm.
she was in the church, or did she just say, I go every once in a while or something? I don't know. So that's all I have for them.
Okay. See,
We'll
so
just keep
one
on
note.
going.
Next,
Okay, what about Virginia and Eric?
I have a couple more notes with them.
Okay.
Um, the comment. Let me see. Of course, Virginia, Virginia, Virginia. Where were they? At the pool. They went to the little pool, and Eric was like, "What's missing? Alcohol."
Alcohol.
He set
You
her
know
up on
the
that
answer
one.
to that. You know the answer.
I know. So I was just like, there we go again, down that
Mm-mm.
same boat. And let me see, what else did they say? Oh, that conversation they had about the no male friends, how he was very adamant that basically women
It
can hang
got
out.
real serious, super serious, like quick. I thought
Real.
that was interesting.
He said what, that basically a woman can have a male friend that is engaged or married to a friend,
Hmm.
or what was the other one? He made
Or
it
gay.
gay. Yep. Those are the only two options in his eyes of how you can
Mm,
have a platonic male friendship for a woman. So,
mm.
what were your thoughts on that?
My thought is he is much older than his age, and she is much younger than her age. He is like 65 years old, set in his ways, old school mentality, and she's like 20. And she's just ready to be free and enjoy her life and not be tied down to anything. And she just wants to have a good time. And so that age difference beyond the, what is it, 10 years? It's growing bigger and farther apart than what their actual ages are. So I still don't see this working. I know they're all smiley and drunk all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but when he went talking about his work and how the person he's with is just gonna have to deal with it,
Or he gonna
and
leave.
this is life, like I'm not changing, so you're just gonna have to get used to it. And she was just like, okay. And she's not telling him that she has abandonment issues. I know it's still early, but she's not making it seem like that's going to be a big deal for her. And maybe she doesn't realize it's going to be a big deal, but if he's gone all the time and she has abandonment issues, then how's that supposed to work?
Mm. I
So,
think she kind of spoke up a little bit when she was saying, okay, we're going to have kids and they're going to be involved in activities. You won't be
mhm,
there. It'll be like I'm
right,
a single mother having to take them around and do all of this. And so
right.
I think she was starting to put that out there a little bit of like, yeah, this is, I don't know if this is going to really work. And he's
Hmm.
all, well, yeah, I'm gone for half the month, but I'm also be there half the month.
Hmm.
But you're still
And
gone half the month.
right, but he doesn't realize the difference between his lifestyle, how he grew up because his dad was doing this,
Mm-hmm.
versus how other people may have grown up. And so he's thinking this is not a big deal, but for you it's not because you're used to this, but other people are not used to that schedule. You know
Right.
what I mean? And she's already thinking, you want me to have kids, but then you don't want to be here
Yeah.
for all of the life events. So how's that supposed to work? So I don't know. That's a no for me. Still.
Yeah. Same here. Same here. All right. Well,
I don't think I have anything else for them. Oh wait. No, wait. I don't. I guess. Do we want to bring them back up?
yeah, I
Okay.
made my comments in under my notes for Chris and Paige. So
Okay.
we
So
can
I'll
bring them.
yes. That's it in terms of just them by themselves
Yeah.
for me.
All right. Next.
Oh, my faves, cute and cute. That's my name for them.
Cute and
Uh,
cute.
hello.
I'm still cheesing as soon as they come on the screen. I'm like, oh.
I love them so much. Their whole conversation while they went to dinner, I was just like, oh, this is like so cute. I just love how they express themselves. I like that they're having like conversations of
Right.
kind of what happened, but not like, too much information, but just explaining how comfortable they feel with each other. I thought all of this was cute.
Yes. And we also give a quick update. Vince's grandmother is doing better. They made sure they noted that on the show. So
Mm-hmm.
good to hear about that. And of course, they talked about how that helped them to bond, I think, a little quicker because
Mm-hmm.
she really was Brianna right there by his side and was like, we're in this together. What do we need to do? It was just so cute and
Mm-hmm.
refreshing to see that. And as you said, the conversation they were having at over dinner, getting some of those questions out the way, conversations about the kids, like, okay, how many kids do you want? When do we want to have those? Okay, making sure we're kind of
Right.
on the same page. Um, you're already married, right? So you kind of got to have those conversations pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yes, cute and cute are
Cute and cute.
are very cute.
I didn't have
And
nothing else on them.
yeah, not much either. Again,
Mhm.
we already know who most of our attention is going to be on. So next,
So next, I call these steak and eggs. They just be so, I don't know. I really want to know how she feels about him. I feel like she's trying to see how it's going to work. She's giving it the
Mm-hmm.
time and trying to understand him and giving him a chance, which is nice. But I can't read if she is thinking to retreat. Is she just gonna, I'll just wait and see how what's gonna happen? Does she feel him? Is there a spark anywhere? Because I don't see none of this anywhere.
So I saw in this episode, like you said, she seemed a little bit more open.
Mm-hmm.
And body language looks like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. She seemed to gravitate towards him a little bit more. I think when they had their dinner, it looked like she kind of initiated the kiss a little bit. So I'm like, okay, she looks like she's starting to really say, I'm going to truly give him a try and see where this goes.
Oh,
Then
I'm sorry. I didn't even say their name. Haley and Jacob. I call
oh.
them mistaken names. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I wrote down not feeling them. I still don't think that one's gonna work out.
No, sorry.
Those were my notes. So anything else you have? I mean, it really, like I said, I didn't write much
No,
for those couples.
nothing.
All right.
Still a
Well,
no for me.
still a no. So okay, excluding Chris and Paige, we have these four couples. Where are you right now on who's gonna make it to decision day, who's not?
Decision day. Of course, Cute and Cute is
Mm-hmm.
gonna make it. I mean, if they don't make it, I'll be shocked. So they'll make it. And I could see Clara and Ryan making it.
I
I
agree.
just, yeah. I don't know if they'll make it like long term, but I could see them making it to decision day. Steak and eggs. No, I think they'll make it to decision day, but it'll be a no on decision day.
Okay.
I don't see that going past that day. Uh, and then the pilot and the stewardess. I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like their relationship would be a no, but to decision day, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Same. Same. I think everybody will at least make it to decision day. And then Brianna and Vincent, I think will make it past. They'll continue. But I can see Haley and Jacob or Sake and Eds and Virginia and Eric saying no.
Mm, yeah.
One of them saying no.
Yeah. Even Virginia and Eric, you think they would say no?
Right now, how things are going, I'm thinking Eric might say no.
Mm.
Just because I think like he seems so adamant in this episode about I already dealt with people who could not handle my schedule and me having to work. And if you were not going to be able to handle it, then I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste my time. Those were his words. So I can see
No,
that.
I know he's saying that, but I think she would try to change for him. I don't think it'll work, but I feel like she would try to change who she is to have that companionship.
And with her changing, you think he would say yes on decision day then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think it would last though.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We still early into the season.
Mm-hmm.
Into the season, and we don't uncover so much drama.
Day 5. Let's go to the drama. Come on. The princess and the fraud. Paige and Chris. That's what I call them. Come on, let's talk about it.
Where to start? Okay. So I guess from the beginning, like Lori said, we open the episode with Chris and the producers of the show. And Chris is like, I don't want to tell her. I don't want to tell her. And the producers are like, it's your wife. You have to tell. You should tell her. You need to tell her. And he's just going. And Paige is in a robe in the
just
hallway.
wandering the halls.
Yeah, looking so lost. Like what is going on? And it was just like, okay. Of course, we know by now what was behind what was going on, but
Mm-hmm.
it was still like, dude, for me, it was like, you were so honest day one and coming out, but now you don't want to be honest about this.
Because he wasn't just being honest, he was just talking about somebody that he still want to be with. That's all that was. That wasn't being honest. That was just like, she's been on his mind, period. Mm-hmm. So how do you think the producers found out about the baby? Do you think he found out and just told them immediately, or they found out and told him that they know?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Because I kind of feel like in last week's episode when he went missing, that might have been when he found out. And he was trying to hide it. And I could see how the producers found out though.
Because they're producers, they be investigating in his life, period. They probably was on her Instagram, searching her. Mm-hmm. And if, like, I don't know, I could see them finding that out. If she had it, because, I mean, she could have made an announcement. I'm pregnant, or, soon to come or something. Maybe she said something out in the atmosphere, and Paige is not going to find out because, it's not like they probably don't follow each other already. This is day 2, right. Day 3. So they could have found out, or he could have found out and told them. So I just thought the whole thing was real. I don't know. I don't like how they did that. I feel like they played her big time.
Yeah, I was wondering if he found out that morning when he went missing, and maybe he stopped returning calls to her or something, and she called again, and the producers were there to kind of hear and be like, well, what's going on? And found out then. Don't know. What I do know is later on when he was talking to Vincent. So I'm jumping ahead a little bit. So let me wait.
Yes. Hold on. Back it on up.
Okay. What's next on your?
So we just talked about kind of like how they went way forward and then they came back like 2 minutes later. So anywho, they go back and forth. I don't want to tell her. So Paige goes up to Chris and is like, why don't you tell me what's going on? Because the producers are telling her something's up and they can't tell her. And so she's just like, wait, how does the producers know something that my own husband has not told me? So Paige is super bold and goes up to Chris and be like, yo, why are you telling everybody about something, but you can't tell me? Right? Mr. Honest. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me. And so he's just like, I don't want to talk about it right now. No, wait, actually, that's not how he says it. He says, I just got some disturbing news. Disturbing.
Yes, he said that multiple times. And I have a note. Why did he keep saying disturbing?
You know why?
Why would you describe this situation as disturbing? Like shocking.
You know why?
Surprising.
That shakes his whole ego. This is not what he wanted. So this whole thing is disturbing because this is not in his playbook. He didn't plan this. This came out of nowhere. He feels like, even though he's still hunching her, according to him, only 6 weeks ago. Sir.
I was going to the timeline, but you told me to hold off on that because I had a whole little timeline like, okay.
Go ahead.
But wait, we'll wait and get there. Okay. But yeah, so the whole time Paige is like, talk to me. Like, what is going on? And he's like, it doesn't matter. Blah, blah, blah.
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean?
But you told people. Right. Okay. It doesn't matter. And that's why I don't think that he just came out and told the producers. I don't know. So I don't know how they found out, whether it be like what you said, maybe they overheard something and kept asking him while they were filming him or something, or not filming him, but they were around, or somebody else called the show, or they found out through a friend. Somehow I cannot see him telling the producers and then not wanting to tell Paige. I feel like he would want to tell it in a different way. I don't think he wanted it filmed. You know what I mean?
Well, we know he didn't want it filmed because when he
but it was already out. First of all, this is how I look at it. Okay, sorry, we are jumping ahead. So finally you said, okay, do you want to know? I hate his questions because he makes me want to strangle him. If
Like,
this girl is coming to you telling me, tell me.
begging you to open your mouth and tell me what is going
Your
on.
question should not be, do you want to know? You really want to know? So he goes, takes her, pulls her in the bathroom, turns on every sink up in there, hot water, because he came out sweating. Why are you wasting hot water? Okay,
Listen,
in the desert, you in Vegas wasting water that they need in the desert, and you gonna tell her why? You know Paige by now. Paige told your mama and your daddy and your aunt that you hunched her twice, and then woke up this morning and had a panic attack. So you think she not gonna say something?
No.
You might as well just say it.
He was like, he turned the shower on. He turned the faucet on. He was like, take your mic off. Sir, the world is going to know. You
Of
on a
course.
reality TV show. Yeah. What are you trying to hide now? Sir.
But he's honest.
He honest. He finally came out and told the truth. And of course, all the producers and the camera people, they at the door, like,
Right.
what? Get the little boom and everything.
The boom mic was like pressed against the door.
They were like, we trying to get it, but
oh Lord. And then he came out, no emotion, none. Didn't stay in there with her. None, not at all. And then was like, she's having a moment. Sir, she's having a moment. Okay. So he came out, said that the producers were like checking on her, and she was just like, I just need some time. She gets dressed, and then she leaves. And he's sitting on the couch, no panic attack in sight. No tears.
This would be the time, right?
Right. No tears in sight. No, hey, do you want to go somewhere? Do you want to talk about it? Do you have questions for me? Nothing. He just lets her leave.
Yep.
And then I guess this is where we come to the point where she goes to see Brianna, and then Vincent comes over, which I thought that was kind of weird, but I guess they wanted some way to film her talking about it instead of like a confessional.
Right.
You know, that's for TV.
Before that happened, he was talking, and I wrote down the best thing he said was, if he was Paige, he wouldn't stay. I said, yes.
I don't believe Paige, he believes any of that. I know, but I don't believe that he believes that.
It was for TV, yes.
It was.
But Paige, it's not too late. It's not too late. Even though it really is. But
it is. On the TV show, at the time that we're watching it, it's not too late. Now it's too late.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yes, okay. So we get to the point where Brianna and Paige are talking, and then Chris and Vincent are talking. So yes, this is where the timeline starts coming in, because he's telling him a lot of the details. And I'm like, okay, let's try to figure this out. So he said that him and the ex got engaged in February. They broke up in May. And then we find out that she's 6 weeks pregnant. And I'm trying to figure out, when did they get married? Do we know when they got married? When the show? For some reason, I'm thinking it's August. But I don't know for sure. So I'm still thinking he is already signed up for this process and was going through everything when he last had sex with the ex and she became pregnant. He said that they had a moment because her father had passed, and even though he went to go pay his respects, and that's when they had their encounter. I guess things happen. I don't have no other comments than that. What?
I don't have an issue with him sleeping with his ex, because that's before anything, right? I don't have an issue with his ex being pregnant and having a baby with this man. That's not my quorum with Chris. Chris acts like he was actually ready to be married with someone else when he was not.
You know he
He
wasn't.
was still feeling this girl, still is feeling this girl. And now that she's having a baby, now you want to be all secretive when you was ready to put all your business out on the street before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my issue with him. And the fact that he likes to be, I don't want to go there because we're going to see it. But basically, he's just a big baby when you try to pull him to the carpet.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when you approach him and you're like, say what you need to say or say what you feel or what's going on here, he has a whole temper tantrum before he just goes ahead and says it. And then once he says it, it's no more tears, no issues there. And I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I wrote he's an attention seeker. He just wants
He
all the
is.
attention.
He is. He's super flashy, and I think he's a fraud, and that's why I call him the princess and the fraud. I feel like all of this is for show. I'm wondering if he really has any money at all. I'm wondering if he really has any of the stuff that he says he has, because women just want me for my money, blah, blah, blah. I wonder if any of that is real. Or did he build himself a little bubble of Chris antics and dreams that he wants, but he actually doesn't have any of it?
I would not be surprised. There's a lot of flashy people who are broke.
Big cross.
And who have nothing.
They're broke. Yeah.
And broke. They got Gucci.
Yeah.
They drive a Mercedes and they look like they got it. Mm-hmm. They ain't got it. They don't got
it. That could be borrowed and financed, and you might not.
They moving that car around trying not to get caught by the repo man.
And that's why he was probably scared that she was an accountant. Maybe she would know more than what he's trying to show the world and put on this big front, and he don't have nothing for him going for himself at all.
So this part, while you're talking, makes me think of, what's his name? Michael from
Michael. No.
It just popped in my head because he was a big liar as well.
He was a liar. He was a fraud, but he had a reason and a basis for why he was doing that. Not saying I didn't feel bad for Mika going through that whole process, right, but I also felt bad for him.
Yes, and I'm not comparing them, but it just made me think of as well somebody else that was trying to present themselves as one thing. Yes, they were not,
and was with the right one.
Oh,
because Mika was like, show me the receipts.
Show me
where they at. Where? Let me add this up with my calculator. That don't make no sense. Mika was not the one to play with at all. Okay, so I don't think Paige is the one to play with, but she's letting this go a little bit farther than I think she needs to. Yeah, you don't owe this man nothing. I'm sorry. So yeah, let's talk about the discussion that Paige had with Brianna when she went over there, and she was kind of just expressing what happened, and Brianna was like, what? Who? Where? When? Brianna was all in it. I was just like, go ahead, girl. And she was just listening and kind of giving, she wasn't too much. She was just like, leave this man or whatever. She was just like, wow, so what are you going to do?
Right.
Okay. So how do you feel? Okay.
And I think that's all she really could give, right? She don't really know the girl.
Yeah, she don't know her like that. And Paige was kind of like, yeah, I'm ready to leave, but I'm also like this or whatever. So they kind of commingled her conversation with like a confessional. And one of the things that she said in the confessional was, God didn't mean for us to be alone. And I was just like, he was not talking about just marriage, Paige. You could have friendships and family. That means you're not alone. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean you marry anybody off the street, Paige, mm-hmm. because you're not meant to be alone. If that's your philosophy. This ain't it. So you could go ahead and cut all that out. Period. Cut it. Yes. Cut it. Cut it.
Cut your ties.
Cut it. Because and then also you saw when they were eating, and she was like, so you're not going to say grace? And he was just like, oh.
What was his grace, Lord? It was such a childish.
God is good. God is great. Thank you.
Amen. That was it.
She was just like, oh, okay. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's who you need to get to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because everybody could say anything, but day to day, your true personality comes out.
It
You're
starts
not going to be able
traveling,
to
right?
curate all of that. So, you have more from their conversation, Paige and Brianna?
No. I mean, just like what you said, Brianna telling her, do what's best for you. Like, this is early, this day 3 of marriage.
Crazy.
It should not be having to go through all of this in 3 days of knowing someone. Do what's best for you. And so, right. Yeah, I agree with that. And like we said, Brianna don't know the girl, so she can't offer too much. And so she can just really be a listening ear in this situation, really. So segueing that into Vincent and Chris, kind of same thing, where I think Vincent was just kind of like, what? Really? Dang, man. You know.
But he should have told him. Because he had thoughts like, dude. But he was just kind of like, oh, really?
Again, he don't really know him. So I think it's just kind of like, I'm not going to try to get all up in.
I don't know. I looked at this like because I go back to my favorite season always, but if Woody from season 11 was talking to him, what would Woody say? I think Woody would have been all up in that behind. So you still want to be with her? Like, when did y'all get it? Okay. And then he would have been all up in there like, yeah, I don't think this is good. He was like one of those honest people like, I'm going to tell you how I feel. I mean, do you, but this is what I would do. And then his eyeballs would have been like,
different personalities, different people.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I thought, okay, sure. They had those conversations or whatever. So apparently Paige was gone most of the day. And then I guess maybe they text or something. They decided that they were going to have dinner together.
Yeah.
Which was weird because I'm like, then where did you get ready? And then where did he get ready? And then y'all came separate. I don't know.
That was the producers. Listen, you got to be here at this time. We got to film this. We'll get you a separate hotel room, get your stuff moved in there, whatever. But y'all got to get back here. We got to film this. It's getting good now. That's how I feel like that.
It's getting good. So what about that dinner?
I'm like, dang, Paige, don't fall for it, because he was back trying to put on his little sweet personality, caring person. Like, we should just go back to the beginning and just be friends and all of this. And I
made me want to gag. I couldn't take none of it.
And she was smiling and she was taking it in, and I was just like, girl.
But she was asking him specific questions that he was not answering. And I don't understand why she didn't get an answer. He would just try to like, oh, well, that doesn't matter. And that's not important, blah, blah, blah. No, answer the question.
Yeah, he's been doing it for the show.
We see later on that one of the questions she asked was basically, do you still have feelings for her? And he never answered the question.
He was all like, you're my wife. My wife comes first. My wife comes.
That's not the answer to the question. Family. Right. So what does that have to do with anything? With your feelings towards this woman who's having your baby?
Right.
So I thought the whole thing was gross. I thought that she was finally turning around, and then he was just like, I want to give you babies. Sir,
right back
take care of the baby you got on the way before you try to get some more. Yeah, I was just like, ew.
He just roped her right back into it. It was like she was almost out the door. Like, I can't do this.
He just reminded me of his gross daddy.
Oh. Oh, what else? So now, I don't know if this is the same night, but all the couples meet up and they're talking. The only couple at the time that isn't there is Virginia and Eric. So they're all gushing about their marriage and how everything is going well. And they could see how the experts put them together, things like that. And Paige and Chris are just sitting there, just smiling, like, yep, that's not really our case here, but we're here. And then Paige was just like, go on and tell them. They gonna find out sooner or later. And
so that conversation first started. I don't know if Clara was the one that asked, like, okay, who have you consummated your marriage, right? And so they were going around, and I was just looking at the body language of everybody. Like Vincent and Brianna were super cute. They were all dressed. They looked like they was going somewhere. Okay. And they were all cute and close. And then even Haley was leaning on Jacob, and Clara and Ryan were close too. And you just see the difference with Paige and Chris, like, all right, I guess we here. All right, how long we gotta be here? And so Brianna and Vincent said, yes, we've consummated. And I was shocked that nobody else said that they did anything. I don't know why I was surprised. But I was surprised, like, that they were the only ones or the first ones or whatever. And then they were just talking, each one, and that's when they kind of went into, so what's going on with you? And then was he whispering to her? Was that the part where he was like whispering her ear, or that was later?
I think that was later when he got up and left.
Okay. So she was just like, hey, do you want to tell him or whatever? Because, she don't care.
Yeah, I feel like so her body language, she was kind of turned talking to them. He just kind of there with his head down.
Yeah.
And I think when they, like you said, Clara kind of was like, how's things going with you guys?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she was kind of like, you want to tell them? Like, yeah, go ahead and tell them. They're gonna find out anyways.
Yeah.
He's revealed that his ex-fiance was pregnant. And of course everybody faced
disturbing news again.
Yes.
And she was like, stop calling this dang news disturbing. That's not the word you need to use.
Yes.
He's so annoying.
So after he announced about the ex being pregnant, most of the couples are all like, oh my gosh, we're here, we're going to support you, we're right there behind you. And you can just see his face just kind of like, And that's, to me, was like, there we go. That's when I remember him whispering in her ear. He got up and left. I said, looking for attention, because he's now upset that they're trying to rally and support her.
Yeah.
And not him. Are you really surprised by that?
Why? Yes, he is. He is trying to be the center of attention at all times. At all times.
Yeah.
And he was like really looking forward to people like, we support you, Chris. What? Sir?
What?
Exactly. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And he was like really having a whole temper tantrum, like I said, that people wanted to support her, which why not? You ain't doing it. So let them do it.
All the crap you don't put her through in 3 days.
Already. 3
days.
Oh my God. So he went to go have another
in relationships that last 10 years or more. She only went through this in 3.
All of that. And now he went to the corner to cry. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, like, okay, he went to the other side of whatever lounge or restaurant they were at. And it's not like he went somewhere else, because you got to think, he got a whole camera crew following him. So you probably could see him right there. She walked over and was just like, oh my God, let me go see.
Yeah, go take care of the big baby.
Right. So I had to go over there and then be like, what's the problem? And Brian, shut up. Through all of this, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, where are the experts? Why ain't nobody got on the phone with no experts yet?
Yes. So we talked about it earlier, and I said, I think it was a little early, but now for sure, I felt they should have had one of them on the phone when Paige came out the bathroom. One should have been on the phone with her. One should have been on the phone with Chris. So good question. Where are the experts?
How do producers know, having putting all this together, following everybody. Nobody is calling. Where's Dr. Pepper? Where's
now it's
Pastor
been a
Cal?
whole day too. And why
All
even
day.
Paige isn't like, I need y'all to call so and so. Like, I need to talk to somebody. I'm surprised that they have not popped up at all yet.
At all. I'm like,
for sure, this is when they need them at the most.
This is crazy. I mean, I've never even seen a situation like this on this show. They should have been, all three of them should have been on the line. Like, let's talk.
Right.
Because, we didn't plan this. We're here to support you. Chris, let us know if you need anything, because I know this is new news for you. You're going to be a new daddy. Paige, this is a totally different situation. Because even when that girl got locked up, when they were going to their honeymoon on season whatever in Dallas, they were on the phone with the dude like right away. Like, yo, we didn't know what was going on. So where are they?
Maybe something COVID related. I don't know, but they still should have been a one phone call away.
On a call?
And it's three
you
of them.
You don't have to set up nothing? Yeah.
It's three of them. It's not like they have to have a group meeting with all three of them present. So I don't know.
They threw her out there. I don't like that. They threw her out there and just didn't give her no support.
And a lot of comments online have been about the experts and how they have set her up in production.
I can see it.
And from Pastor Cal to Dr. Viviana, like all of them, they've been like, people have been making comments about this, and it's the truth. They really set her up. They really set her up.
This is terrible.
So Paige goes and she kind of comforts him or whatever. And then what happened? Oh, he comes back, right? And by then, the other couple finally show up. I don't know how long.
Looking all like just drunk and just touching each other. I thought they was hunching. They was not hunching. What's going on? Y'all ain't hunching either?
Well, I think part of it was we gotta, they told us at the beginning when she was getting dressed to go to the pool and she was talking about how long it takes her, and my hair gets wet, then it's gonna take me this extra amount of time. So I'm assuming that was a setup to let us know why they would be late. But she also is a late person.
But she don't look like
she did anything, right?
Sorry.
She like she
even when she went to the pool, I was like, she curled her hair for what? There's no curls in the hair. No bounce, no curve, no nothing.
I'm not familiar with that texture of hair, so I don't know what why her hair can keep a curl. It don't make sense when we get all dressed up to go to the pool, and then you did all that to come late, and you still look so regular.
I understand getting dressed up to go to the pool. I don't have a problem with that. I just didn't see the dress up-ness. And then when they went to the little lounge thing, I didn't see what would take so long. But okay.
So they are finally arrived and they get caught up on what has currently expired with the group. And Virginia says, "Is it yours?" I don't know. I don't know. It could be a valid question. She don't know nothing, and he hadn't supposedly been with the ex for so long. So yeah, but Chris didn't like that. And then he tried to change the conversation, and it just wasn't happening. I kind of laughed through most of this part, to be honest.
I was cracking up. Okay, but they said they were the only ones that said, "We're here to support you too, Chris." Nobody else was trying to support you. They was there to support you, but they was asking like all kinds of questions. And then Paige was like, "Oh, I can feel my husband is getting triggered."
Of course.
And shut up, Paige. Wake up. I just want to shake her. Just, girl, let him be triggered. He needs some of this. It's fine. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. That whole scene. I was cracking up.
Yes.
But
That's
yeah,
all I
that's all I have for
remember.
this episode.
Oh, okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, that's all
I
I
just
really remember.
remember the preview for next week, and I guess him and Eric get into it. I don't know what was said or whatever, and Vincent was the one trying to push back
Mm-hmm.
Chris, and I was just like, Vincent, that man ain't gonna fight nobody.
Let him go.
Do you see what he got on? He probably got no socks on, his feet rubbing together. He ain't gonna fight nobody.
Oh,
At all.
Yes, yeah. So that was this week's episode. If you're just tuning in and need a recap of what happened, how we got here, go watch our old episodes. We'll catch you up quickly.
Yep.
It's not too late to join in and start watching from now.
It's not.
Because again, we're 5 episodes in.
Already foolishness.
So we got a lot more to go. So come and join the fun. Leave us your comments in the comment section. We'll chat with you. Let us know your thoughts of this week's episode and what's going on with all the couples. And before you leave, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share the videos. And again, remember to go to the channel and click the bell next to the subscribe button if you want to get notification of a new video as soon as it is dropped.
Yeah.
So join us next week. There'll be a lot more to discuss. Again.
Yeah.
So before we go, we want to remind you to do what?
Protect your throne.
Bye.